Hello, welcome to CKE 10,000 Gaming Channel. In this video, we'll be looking at my Frieren 8-gate deck profile. We'll start off by looking at the level zeros. I'm running 4 copies of Winter Close Frieren. On play, you can discard a card and look at top 4 cards of your deck to grab a level 1 or higher card. I'm running 3 copies of Dependable Mage Frieren. It's a brainstorm to salvage and has a first effect where it can activate up to 3 times per turn. When you play an event, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them on top of your deck in any order. Then 3 copies of the Great Mage Siri. It's a Ricky and has a second effect where you can event switch. I'm running 3 copies of Mirrored Lotus Bracelet Frieren. It's a level 0 bomber and it has an on-play effect where you can look at top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 cards from among them, put them on the top of your deck in any order, and put the rest into the waiting room. I'm running 2 copies of Victory and Morning Frieren. When your climax triggers, you can discard a climax. If you do, look at top card of your deck, put it on the top or at the bottom of your deck, choose one adventure or magic character in your waiting room and return it to your hand, and you can rest this to give a character 1000 power. Running 2 copies of Mage Frieren. It's a level 0 bottom decker and has a climax swap effect. Then I'm running 1 copy of Magic to See Through Clothing Frieren. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can choose one of your opponent's stage positions and put all markers in the marker area corresponding to that position into the waiting room. So I can delete Overlord's markers because it doesn't target or choose the character. It targets the stage underneath it. And it has a second effect when it's placed on stage from your hand or put into the waiting room. You can pay 1 pitch a character. If you do, look at top 3 cards of your deck to grab a card. Then the level 1 combo, I'm running 4 copies of Mage Frieren. As a continuous, you have 2 or more other magic or adventure characters. This gets continuous plus 2000 power. And when Moonlit Showdown is placed on your climax area, if this card is in your center stage and you have 2 or more other adventure or magic characters, choose up to 1 magic for finding lost accessories or flight magic in your waiting room, return to your hand, and this card gets plus 1000 power until the end of turn. Running 4 copies of Flight Magic. If you do not have an adventure or magic character, you cannot play it. But if you can play it, you look at top 4 cards of your deck to grab a character. And then put the rest of the cards in the waiting room. Then I have run 4 copies of Magic for Finding Lost Accessories. If you do not have a magic or adventure character, this card cannot be played from your hand. When you do activate its effect, you may draw 1. If you do, choose a card in your hand and put it in your waiting room. And then you can choose an adventure or magic character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. I'm running 3 copies, an older one, Frieren. This ability activates once per turn. When you play an event, if you have another adventure or magic character, this gets plus 3000 power until end of turn. When this card attacks, all your characters get the following ability until end of turn. When this card trigger checks reveals a climax, you can pay 1. If you do, put the top card of your deck into your stock and draw up to 1 card. If you drew 1 card, choose a card in your hand and put it into your waiting room. I'm running 2 copies of the Level Down event, Magic that turns sweet grapes into sour ones. 1 copy of Passing Through the Checkpoint Frieren. When this card attacks, you can choose one of your other adventure or magic characters, and that character gets plus X power until end of turn. X equals to the number of events you have in your waiting room times 1500, and it's also a early play bottom decker. 1 copy of the promo card, Frieren Dozing Off. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can choose one of your characters to get plus 1 soul, and then you can put this card in your waiting room to choose one of your opponent's characters and return it to their hand. And running 4 copies of the booster set finisher, Favorite Magic Frieren. On play for hand, you can heal 1, and climax combo when this card attacks. If hero is in your climax area and you have 3 or more events with magic in their card names in your waiting room, choose one of the following effects and perform it. Your opponent puts the top 12 cards of their deck into their waiting room, and then this card gets plus 1500 power until end of turn. Or you get second option, look at 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, choose up to 1 card from one of them, put it into your opponent's waiting room, and put the rest on top of their deck in any order. Or you can third effect, which is the option, which is discard 2, deal 3 damage to your opponent. I'm running 1 copy of this early play if you have 6 or more events in your waiting room. If you have 2 or more Magic Adventure characters, this card gets 2,000 power and hand encore. And once the card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a card. If you do, heal the top card of your clock into your stock. Running 1 copy of Magic to create a Field of Flowers. Choose up to 1 character in your waiting room, return it to your hand, and you may perform the following effect. Your opponent returns all cards from their stock into their deck, shuffles their deck, puts the same number of cards from the top of their deck into their stock. And the last 8 cards are the class cards. 4 copies of Moonlit Showdown, which is for the 1 combo, and Hero, which is 4 copies of Hero for your level 3 combo. Alright? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check EncoreDecks.com and the link below to see an overview of this deck build.